Hi guys, thanks for stopping by Easy Archery in Central Chanthaburi, Thailand, the tiny bow shop. So I got some comments from one of my last videos where it looked like I was leaning backwards. My posture sort of was back, not over center of gravity. So I felt like that's been happening for quite a while, and I just thought that's the way it is for me. But somebody made a comment, maybe my draw length is too long, maybe my bow draw weight is too much. So I know I'm at the limit of my draw weight, and I know my draw length is probably about a half an inch too much for me, just because I was always trying to make a smaller D-loop to make it more comfortable rather than change a cam mod. So I did a little checking on the web, and I found out that if you take your main string, not the cables, and shorten it by twisting it tighter, that'll shorten your draw length. So I thought, well, yeah, instead of buying a new cam switch weight cam mod, why not, which would give me a full half an inch shorter draw length, which is probably what I need. Let's try shortening up my D loop a little bit and shortening up my string. So that's what this video is going to be about today. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to put it on the draw board first and measure it accurately to see what the draw length is. And then I'm going to shoot it through the chronograph and see what my arrow speed is and check a few things out before I make any changes. Alright, I've got the bow laying on the draw board now on top of the tool bench, so it's just laying flat there. And I put a couple blocks of wood underneath it so it'll sit on here level, and also that the little action of the drop away arrow rest isn't hindered, so when I draw it back it's gonna like open up, so it's right down under there and it will be free. It won't get any forces put on it. And where the draw starts, very accurately done, is right at the front here of the grip. So that's where the measurement starts. So this aluminum measuring stick has been trimmed off appropriately. Looks like it was cut off right at the 3-inch mark there. And it's homemade. I like it. It works well. I've got this scale built onto it and a boat winch. So I can have it in ratchet mode and have it just stay wherever it is, wherever I want it, or I can just have it free with no ratcheting and just crank it up back and forth a couple times and get whatever I need done that way. So and automatically I'll get the draw weight, and I can see where the valley is and where the let off starts. It's pretty cool. You'll see the string move along the yardstick. Okay, so at the 8-inch brace height is 0 draw. It's creeping up. It's 16 at 10 inches already. It's 15 pounds. At 12 inches, it's 34 pounds. At 14 inches, it's 47 pounds. 16 inches, it's all the way up to full 50 pounds. I got it set to 50 pounds, maybe 50.2. So that's at 16 inches. It hits 50 pounds, 49.4. All right, and then, so 16 inches, and it doesn't let off until it gets all the way up to 25 inches, or 24. So from 16 to 24 inches, it's the full weight, which is kind of interesting. Then it starts to drop off. So at 26, I'm at 45. At 28, I'm at 35. At 30 inches, it's at 17 pounds. and this is supposed to be a 30.5 inch draw. At 30.5 inch, it's down to 12 pounds, but I don't feel the back wall. The back wall is more like 31 inches right there. Okay, so that's the back wall. I wonder if I can take a 1/2 inch out without switching the cam mods. Putting twists in the cables possibly. Alright, still working on some things here with the draw length of this bow. I found out a couple things. I know that my D-loop has stretched, and when I had a, about the short type of D-loop, I felt pretty comfortable with the draw length. So I did buy some switch weights, but they turned out to be for an inch shorter draw length, and that's way too short. So I decided to do research on twisting the string, and I think a knock-on guy just now on the YouTube talked about tighten up the main string to shorten the draw and tighten up both cables to lengthen the draw. So that's easy for me to do. And also my D-loop is a little stretched. I might shorten it up back to the short style and put a new one on there. I hate to keep changing them all the time. I know when I tied it last time it was kind of long to begin with. So basically I just checked my draw one more time, and I also checked my brace height, and I realized when it's on the draw board, the string's about 8 inches, but that's measuring to the front of the handle for the draw length, but the brace height is measured on the inside of the handle. So draw length measures start back on the front of the handle, brace height starts on the inside of the handle, and mine is supposed to be 6.5, and it's pretty much, it's 6 3/8. It's basically 6.5. Without that extra crisp B grip on there, it would be 6.5, just like the specifications on the Mathews site say it's supposed to be. So I'm good with the brace height, and if I shorten my string to get a shorter draw length, that probably won't change the brace height anyway. So I won't, but I'm just checking that for now. And I got exactly 31 inches. I'm going to do it one more time. And you can tell, you can feel the back wall, and also like when you're aligning, synchronizing your two cams or pulleys, you see where this little stop touches the string. So, and you want to make them stop at the same time and touch at the same exact time. Right now they're synchronized perfectly. So that's the back wall when it just touches that string, and it's right at 31, almost 31 1/8. So I'm gonna put some twists. I hate to twist this string because my peep sight's been so aligned just right, and I'll have to monkey with it more than one time probably. So what I'm gonna do to go for like a 3/8 inch shorter draw length. Okay, carabiner got a hold of me like a little baby alligator. Alright, so you can see that D-loop's a little bit on the long side, I guess, but I'm going to put at least one twist tight at the top and one twist tight at the bottom to try to keep from changing, my orientation of my peep sight, and maybe put it on the draw board before I put a new D-loop on. But I think I'm going to put a new D-loop on and get it get a good 1/4 inch right there. Alright, I got the bow mounted in the easy green bow press. It's really works great for Mathews bows. These special shaped like fingers that hold the bow, 2 on each end, have a rubber, and it goes right in this little bracket at the end of the limb, so it's like really well fitted and locked in there. And then you can take these 2 knobs and adjust them so that you get the tension on those about the same on each little finger. And so my main string, I'm gonna put 1 twist on that end and 1 tighter twist on this end, and hopefully my D-loop's still going straight down and my peep sight's still aligned the way it is now. So, and then at the same time I'm going to watch these cables and make sure they don't fall off or get fouled up. So I'm just going to tighten it up and feel the string until it gets loose enough to take off. Okay, maybe that's enough right there. Doubt it though, but okay, so I can just derail it. Now I'm going to loosen it up a little more. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to derail it. I can see the twists are going that way. So once I straighten it out, I'm going to try not to let it twist at all. Just take it out like that and then do 1 revolution tighter and put it back on. So I'll derail it like this. String's about a year old, but it's in good shape, so I'm going to keep going with it. Peep sight's perfect. Okay, come off that. Okay, just a little post now. I'm keeping it, I'm not twisting it, not letting it twist. Just like that. Now, to get 1 twist tighter, I'm going to go 360 degrees all the way around and back up. Then, I'm just going to put it back on and keep it, the twist the same. There we go. Okay. Now that side's done. You can see this thing already turned 90 degrees. Hopefully it goes back 90 degrees away, back to the middle. So I'm going to take this one off. Hopefully I got that all right. Okay, come off now. There we go. Making sure it doesn't untwist or anything. Now, one tighter twist on this end is 360 degrees this direction. So now, making sure I keep that orientation. Has to go through here on the pulley. Oh, come on now. Back over this loop, this little post. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, it's on there. Now, cables are good. This goes this way and it follows the pulley right to the post. This string goes right on the pulley all the way through to its post. Now look at that. They both went 1 revolution tighter, so this should be the same. This is the same, but this peep side isn't. Okay, I'm going to take it off. Carefully check stuff, make sure everything's on there before you put the full tension back on. Everything looks good. Okay. Alright. Loosen it up. Okay, so had it on the bow press, and I tightened up the string 1 revolution on each end tighter, so that hopefully it wouldn't mess with my peep sight alignment, and it was off about 90 degrees, even though, and I put it on the draw board, stretched it out once or twice, and then I added like a half a turn on the proper end, tighter some yet, and the peep sight got a little better, and then I did another adjustment maybe 4 times, and I got the peep sight aligned right, and now I'm having about a 1/4 inch shorter draw length. And so since my D-loop is almost larger than normal, I'm going to put a new D-loop on right now, and that'll take up some length, because it's not just the draw length is the string, but it's if I'm holding on to a long D-loop, I'm stretching my body, so I'm shortening up the D-loop, and I've got about a 1/4 inch less draw length on my string, and the brace height looks the same, so that didn't change. And so I'm going to fix this D-loop, and then I'll shoot some arrows and see what the speed is and how it feels. Alrighty, so here's my old D-loop. It's kind of long, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but I put some silver marker pen right where the knock of the arrow goes, right in the middle of that. And then inside, between that silver mark and the actual D-loop knots, there's a small, like 3 wraps of black serving on each side to keep the D-loop from pinching the arrow. I use the skinny nocks on my narrow diameter shafts, and so this fits them perfectly. It never pinches. So that's the old one. We'll see how the new one goes. There's the new D-loop, significantly shorter, and looks like it ought to work good. I'm going to go out and shoot it through the chronograph and see what the speed is now. So it's back up to 285 feet per second. Sometimes it's been as high as 289 feet per second. But with these new arrows that I made, they're grains. 350 grain arrows, or 22.5 grams. So they're light, and that's what allows me to get the speed with this Mathews V3X 33. So I like that because I like shooting, 70 meters. There we go. Who knows? If I come shoot every other day, I'll have the strength to make this really easy. Normally I can shoot 100 shots at 52 pounds draw and not get real worn out. But that isn't the case today. Ooh. Okay, let's see how bad I did. Alrighty. Looks like I'm getting close to my X's, and I'm just gonna keep working at it. Try to achieve that ultimate goal. Thanks for coming, and don't forget, for any compound bow work in Central Jantaburi, Thailand, leave me a message and we'll get in touch and do some fun stuff with some bows.